The following documentary captures the essence of the Mongolian troops in the midst of ravaging battles. It also highlights ancient Mongolian housing, warfare, and military tactics. We hope you enjoy our short documentary.
Cavalry. The core of Genghis Khan's army consisted of only 23,000 horsemen who fought with composite bows and hand axes and protected themselves with waterproof leather armor. Chinese and Middle Eastern engineers experienced with catapults and other siege devices were hired to attack fortified cities. Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great had similar sized armies. The Mongol army was divided into units of 10-man squads. Arvan 100-man companies, Zun 1,000-man battalions, and 1,000-men divisions, with an imperial guard of 10,000 soldiers protecting the Khan and important generals. An entire army might consist of 100,000 fighting men, which traveled in massive city-sized caravan with family members and support animals.
Flanking. In all battlefield situations, the troops will be divided into separate formations of 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000 depending on the requirements. If the number of troops split from the main force was significant, for instance 10,000 or more, these would be handed over to a significant or second-in-command leader, while the main leader concentrated on the front line. The leader of the Mongols would generally issue the tactics used to attack the enemy. For instance, the leader might order, upon seeing a city or town, 500 to the left and 500 to the right of the city. Those instructions would be relayed to the relevant 5 units of 100 soldiers, and these would attempt to flank or encircle the town to the left and the right. Encirclement and opening. The main point of these maneuvers was to encircle the city to cut off escape and overwhelm from both sides. If the situation deteriorated on one of the front or flanks, the leader from the hill directed one part of the army to support the other. If it appeared that there was going to be a significant loss, the Mongols would retreat to save their troops and would engage the next day or next month after having studied the enemy's tactics and defenses in the first battle, or again send a demand to surrender after inflicting some form of damage. There was no fixture on when or where units should be deployed. It was dependent on battle circumstances, and the flanks and groups had full authority on what to do in the course of battle, such as supporting other flanks or performing an individual feigned retreat, as conditions seemed appropriate. In forms of groups of 100 to 1,000, so long as the battle unfolded according to the general directive and the opponents were defeated.
Feigned retreat. The Mongols very commonly practiced the feigned retreat, perhaps the most difficult battlefield tactic to execute. This is because a feigned route amongst untrained troops can often turn into a real rout if an enemy presses into it. Pretending disarray and defeat in the heat of the battle, the Mongols would suddenly appear panicked and turn and run, only to pivot when the enemy was drawn out, destroying them at their leisure. As this tactic became better known to the enemy, the Mongols would extend their feigned retreat for days or weeks to falsely convince the chasers as they were defeated, only to charge back once the enemy again had its guard down or withdrew to join its main formation. Housing. Ancient Mongolian housing was very complicated yet very useful. The Mongols lived in yurts. Yurts are essentially circular-shaped tents that are set up on a flat piece of earth, which accommodates between 5 and 15 people. They take between 30 minutes to 3 hours to set up, which allowed them easily to move as Mongols were nomads. The traditional color of a yurt is white with a red door. The lattice of a traditional yurt is divided into sections called khana. Each khana is a collapsible series of crisscross wooden poles. The poles are made of light wood, such as willow, birch, polar, or even bamboo. The khana are attached to each other with ropes made of leather or animal hair. The roof of the yurt is the most complex part of the structure. The central part of the roof is called a crown. The crown is a ring to which roof's pole, called guni, are attached. The crown's pattern of woods, reeds, or fabrics can be handed down to generations. The khana fabric of a yurt can maybe be replaced, but the crown may last for years.